is I, Elle-C, and welcome to Elle's Cafe. Yes, and today we are going to be reading a visual novel. Not only that, it might be a lost media type of visual novel because you will not find this visual novel on the internet anymore, not even in the web archives. Hello, Meteor Guard, Abhishek, and Neo Phantom, greetings. Greetings, everyone. So yes, I think this will be fairly shorter than Narcissus, but I'm not too sure about that. What I do know is that it was a very nice experience reading this visual novel. I have an old review for it on my blog, which Google is not crawling anymore. Wonderful. Yes, it's by M12 or Marcus L. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with M12. We were friends. We were on good terms during my visual novel creator days. Hello, Sir Jacob. But basically he called himself M12 Fundamentalist. And he says that he says that he is fundamentalist. I don't know what that means. Basically, he had this blog wherein he detailed how he was playing basketball with an older individual, a senior citizen, a senior individual from his younger days. And this person, even though he thought himself to be a very talented player, this person just beat him in a race to 12, like 1 point each shot, 12-0. And this older player taught him the basics of basketball and told him where he was lacking. And that's when he says that he became a fundamentalist. That's his origin story. Hey, Nino-chan, Sir Jacob, and Ian C. Gomez. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, 1 point each shot. Race to 12. Because, in basketball you get 2 points for each shot and 3 points for outside shots. I think he did play fighting games. Always goes for learning the basics first. He became a published author eventually, and then I haven't heard from him for quite a while. Maybe over a decade now. Haven't heard from him. So today it will be Marcus L or M12's visual novel made in Flash called The Sight of Autumn. A very heartfelt story about blindness. Yes. The world will disappear when the last autumn leaf falls. But first of all, let's look at some of my figures. Yeah, I got 2 new anime figures. Let's take a look at some of them. It's alright, Nino-chan. You can ask that question anytime. I'm willing to answer. Oh, Elle-C is a very magnanimous host when I'm in a good mood. You guys like my new sign up there? The L is flickering a little bit. Okay, so here is, you guys know Yuzaki Tsukasa? Yeah, up there. Yuzaki Tsukasa from Tonikaku Kawaii, sometimes known as Tonikawa. I hate that name. Tonikawa Over the Moon for You is the English localization. It's Tonikaku Kawaii. Fly Me to the Moon is the Japanese name. Tonikaku Kawaii, Fly Me to the Moon. Somehow they localized that as Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You in English. I don't know how that works. Flippin' localizers, flippin' translators. So this is Yuzaki Tsukasa. We'll go full screen for this. This is pre-recorded. Here are her shoes and her legs. Very nice legs. Ne. And socks. And there is Tsukasa. Very cute. Isn't she cute? Isn't she cutiful? And there is her, the hairband. As you can see, there are some defects here on the hair. There is the hairband, which sort of distinguishes her character. And as you can see, there's some gradation on her hair. The tips are a little bit translucent and white. And here's the back. Yes, back shot, very important. Unfortunately, I can't go any lower than that. I can't do any low angle shots. It's a hairband. Here's what she says. She says it's to protect herself from getting hit from behind. Here is the box. Trying to get it to focus. There it goes. Yeah, it's a Sega Premium figure. There she is. Yeah, it got a bit dented. But anyways, still looks nice. So this is how she's supposed to look like when she's standing. Yes, perfect, perfect. Yes, those are Coca-Cola collectible trucks, Sir Jacob. I've actually featured those some time ago. Okay, and that's it for the Tsukasa figure. Now for the Miku figure. It's a Christmas Miku, also a Sega prize figure from 2022. Here she is. She is super cute, I tell ya. Look, the stand even has Hatsune Miku printed on it. And there she is, Santa Miku, 2022. She is holding a present. The present, you can take it off, by the way. It's loose. It's not plastered to her hands or anything. You can just take it off. And it can fall off. Let's focus on her face a bit. If the camera will focus. There we go. Look at that. Look at the way her face is constructed. Isn't she so kawaii? So both of her arms are actually removable so that you can transport her easily. Yes, for this one we can do a low angle shot, I think. Hey, we shall try. There you go. It's pure white. Yes, it's pure white. No, she doesn't have alternate arms. It's just for transporting her easily. See those yellow ribbons? That's where the seams are. And here is her box. Her box is really nice. As you can see, she's also a Sega Premium figure, SPM. Sometimes known as a Sega Prize figure. I don't know. Flippin' Sega. So there it is. Christmas 2022. And we got some instructions how to put her together. Yes, her twin tails, you have to put them on yourself. Side of the box, there's a Christmas tree behind her. Very nice touch. And here is an illustration. The actual Hatsune Miku Santa illustration. Very nice, very cute. Kind of reminds me of Eromanga Sensei or Oreimo. Alright, so that is it. And now it is time for the visual novel. Turn off music. And How do we do this? I guess I go here to the side. Hey. Where is me? Here is me. I go here to the side of it. And there. Hey! I appear in front of you. Are these genuine products made by Sega? Yes, they are, Sir Jacob. You can tell if they're fakes or not. These are not from the Philippines. I did have that one bootleg figure. These are not from the Philippines. These are directly from Japan. We can import stuff here too, you know. Anyways. So, you can tell with bootleg figures from the quality of the plastic, especially on the skin. Shine a flashlight on the plastic. Look at the skin. Yeah. Look at the skin. If it's all sleek and shiny, and if it has some imperfections on the skin, some seams, and if it's also kind of lightweight, then definitely that is a bootleg. No matter how nice it looks, that is a bootleg figure. Oh, you want to see a bootleg figure, actually? Why don't I just show you? Hey, I do have one here. Let me get my camera before we start. Just setting things up. Hey, hello, Kurumi. Just setting things up a bit. How do I do this again? I keep forgetting how to do this. Oh, by the way, try typing GG into the chat. Arigatou dayo. Yep. It works. Okay. How do I do this again? Need a droid cam. Yes, droid cam is the name of the thingy. I keep forgetting. My wireless thingy is not working. There. Wireless Wi-Fi adapter. It's working now. Hello, VJ Max Gamer. Welcome. We are connecting, and then I turn on Droid Cam. That should be how it works. Come on. Droid Cam. Do this quickly, sorry. I'm trying to do it as fast as I can, okay? 192.168.1.4 port 2000. Hey, there we go. That should work. Now all I need to do is being used by DroidCam. I know it's being used by DroidCam. Shut the fudge up. There. Okay. Now let me get my what was I using? Video capture device. Is it? Yes, it is. Hey! Video capture device must be higher than the sign. There we go. Controller. Anyways, here is Marine Kitagawa. Now this one is totally a fake. See? You see how sleek her skin is? She is a fake, but she's a very pretty fake, isn't she? Also, see this swimsuit? This is a 1/6 doll swimsuit. 1/6 doll body swimsuit, because the swimsuit that came with the figure, you can't even put it on her. Yes, she is much taller than Nagi. She big. She a big girl. In more ways than one. I can't take off the swimsuit, by the way, because they detailed her sensitive female parts. Yes, they put a lot of detail into it. You can't take her off. She just goes in by a peg on her foot, so you can take her off. She looks nice, doesn't she? Put her here for a bit. And, let me see. Let me show you the, swimsuit I use. I mean the swimsuit that came with her. Here. This is the swimsuit that she, came with. This is plastic instead of cloth. And of course, you can't close it. It's broken from the start. You can't close it. So it sucks. Same for the bottom. You can't close it because it's a cheap $5 figure. It's not even really a bootleg because there's no official Marine Kitagawa figure with this pose. If you try to buy this online in the US, they sell it for around $30. Yeah, you can find one over at Elle-C, I believe, for around $30, which is overpriced for this figure, I guess. But it is a nice figure. Very nice sculpt, very nice details, as you can see. Good details. Hey. No, it's not. It's just, there's actually some pegs here wherein you're supposed to be able to insert this thing into, you're supposed to be able to just clasp it on, but it doesn't work because they 3D printed it, I guess, and this thing is made of very, very cheap plastic. It just doesn't work. But the biggest tell, I believe, is the skin. Look how shiny the skin is. Yes, it's a straight up third-party figure. You can see lots and lots of imperfections on the hair. Right here. Hair has tons of imperfections. With that said, just look at her face. It's very nicely detailed. And of course the body also very nice. Even though it's a fake, there are some seams. It's not very visible on camera, but there are also some seams here and there. I guess the beta third-party figures would be around this quality, which, nice lines, which, is not too bad. I mean, they even detailed her earrings here. Please focus, you stupid camera. They even detailed her earrings, the side. And her face is nice. Yeah, you can't see it, but it's here. So where I'm touching, right here, is not very visible on my phone camera, unfortunately. Over here where it's shining, that's where the seams are. Yep, you can't see it. So it's fine, I suppose. Her fingers, her toenails, very detailed as well. Amazing. Considering this is just a $5 figure, those other figures I showed were not very expensive, but maybe around $40 each in your currency, depending on where you get them from. Maybe you can get them cheaper, maybe around $31. You don't believe it has seams. That's okay, Sir Jacob. I'm not here to convince you. You can always believe whatever you want. Alright. That's enough of that. Hey, Adan. Welcome. I was just showing some of my figures, like this one. This one is a fake. Look at the quality of this. Well, not really fake. It's a third-party, cheap China figure. $5. $5. So those were $40 figures. The Tsukasa and Miku ones. You want a really expensive figure? I believe Nagi is $500 nowadays. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Get it to focus on Nagi here. Now this is an expensive figure. Maybe around $600 to $500. She's behind glass, so it's hard to see. Yeah, she's behind some glass. Never mind. It won't focus at all. Sucks. Let me try. Come on. Come on, camera. Come on. There we go. There we go. Heh. That's the best I can do, I'm afraid. Alright. Let's begin. Nagi figures are more than that now? I see. I'm not sure. Because when I got her, she was just around $250. Because I got her at launch. Yeah, I got her at launch. So that is the rarest of the 3 versions of the Cat Nagi figure. There's this one on the one I drew. That's the second rarest one, the white cat version. And the most common one is the dark blue version, dark blue and white version. Okay, that is enough delays. We shall begin this visual novel now. Wow, I spent like 24 minutes already. Heh. Well, as long as chat is having fun, I guess it's fine. The sight of autumn. I need my Flash player, which I use for hentai games made in Flash. Okay guys, you're gonna have to tell me if you can read it just fine or not, because the text is kinda small. What is the anime Nagi is in? He's called Hayate the Combat Butler. Elle-C is still there, you're right. Why is this thing so hugified? We're going to send it all the way back. There we go. Now it is no longer there. Hey, hey. Check. Yep. Here we go. Let us begin. Okay. Can you guys read that? This world will vanish when the last autumn leaf falls. I trust you can read that. Music is kinda grating. But anyways. Yeah, it's super small, unfortunately. I guess I'll read it. I've always found Ferris wheels to be fascinating. When I sit inside that capsule, I'm able to find peace by listening to the birds sing. By reaching out, I feel as though I can grasp the clear blue sky. Music is a bit loud. Gah. Chotto matte kudasai. There. I will never forget that feeling. The feeling as if I stand above everything. As if all my dreams can become a reality within that very instant. There are times when I would thank the heavens. I'm grateful to be put into a world that is so rich with hope. If only that sensation would last. Ever since I've been diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa disease, I've been locking myself inside this crammed bedroom. On the windowsill lay the mug of coffee that I'd spilled before my parents. Each time my mother came in to vacuum, I'd scream at her to get out. As a result, a horrible stench now engulfs the whole place. Come to think of it, my parents seem to have given up on consoling with me as of late. Which is understandable. After all, they no longer hold any hopes for me. The doctor said that my deteriorating eyesight will last only until the end of autumn, and that is at best. Now I know that equality is non-existent. What else can I do except to spend my days staring at the empty street from this second floor? Before sleeping each night, I prayed that I would never rise again. But I was cruelly nudged awake every morning, exactly like the way my eyesight was cruelly stolen. I've been cursing heaven so much it's grown tiresome. Would you like me to use my more lowly voice? Friends, I've long since driven them from my life. They'll vanish when the last autumn leaf falls anyway. I don't need their sympathy. On the floor below, I overhear my counselor telling my parents that time is the only cure. Failures. That's always the excuse they give. I've lost track of how many of those imbeciles I've frustrated away. Why do they waste their time on someone who carries no hope? I guess they don't understand that I don't belong in this world anymore. I have no one to turn to. Hey, is that okay? Okay, I'll use the more regular voice I usually use. Once I turn blind, maybe I'll have enough incentive to just jump out of this windowsill. Yes, that'd be for the best. After all, my future is destined to become shrouded in darkness. Glaring at the door in the background. Chapter 1, The Blind Counselor. That was the end of the prologue. Another afternoon of waiting for my destiny to collapse upon me. Nothing out of the ordinary today, save for the wind that is blowing with unusual strength. For the longest time, I've been staring at this deserted road. This road that is as meaningless as my existence. I can no longer remember the last time I've left the house. Might have been a month, but most likely more. I've witnessed the fall of almost every leaf on the trees outside. Those leaves are falling faster and faster each day, much like my withering sight. As these thoughts cloud my mind, a strong gust of wind blows by, lifting the leaves from the road. In this exact moment, I notice a woman trudging up the street, moving against the wind. There she is. There she be. How absurd. Only a mad person would travel on this no-through road. I wonder if she's lost. As she passes the trees, I realize that she's holding a cane in her hand. Her slow walking pace leads me into believing that she's blind. For every step she takes, the wind seems to blow her back too. At this rate, she may never make it to her destination. Heck, that's if she actually has one. She'll probably reach the top of the hill, only to realize that it's a dead end. What a pitiful sight. But her fate concerns me not in the slightest. I've tossed away my conscience long ago. So this is what I'm going to turn into. A useless, lost soul. I think to myself as I watched on. Finally, I avert my gaze from the window. Sunlight burns at my dying pupils as I stare into the skylight. I cannot bear to watch that woman for another second. It is just too sad. The clock on the wall ticks on, reminding me that the countdown towards darkness has not stopped. There's nothing I can do except to wait. Then, the ticking dies down as I hear the door knocking below. Seconds later, the door creaks open as my parents greet the guest on the ground floor. I, of course, have no interest whatsoever. That is, until I hear the footsteps advancing up the stairs. I believe, some kind of European country, Sir Jacob. Not sure, which country Mr. Marcus L. is from, but, some European country. How bothersome. Haven't they realized that I've already rejected hope? Soon enough, somebody knocks on the door of my bedroom. Maybe if I refuse to answer, the person will just go away. By the way, guys, do keep in mind that this is lost media now. I may have the only copy left. It's not available on the internet, no matter how hard you search for it. Not even on the web archives. Is that a screenshot from Initial D? That is not the AE86 Trueno Toyota. So probably not. Unless that's one of the other iconic cars from Initial D. I guess it could be. This was made around 2007, so Initial D would have been a thing. But I'm wrong. After a minute of silence, I hear the door being knocked again. Unwillingly, I pull the door open. Flash animation. And the intruder turns out to be the woman I was spying on earlier. After resting her cane against the wall, she feels her way into the room. Now I'm certain that she's blind. Yes, the advantages of using Flash. These are all Flash objects, so it's easy to animate them. It's not like I care though. I return to my bed without a word of greeting. Nowadays, Unity Engine has pretty much replaced Flash, and it's much better. Since I'm saying nothing, she decides to speak up first. Isn't it a beautiful day? Gotta go. Bye-bye, Adan. See ya. The faintest smile comes over her pale face. Sun rays pass through the skylight, making her dazzle. But when I see her frail figure, the impression I get is that the slightest breeze is enough to topple her. The sweet aroma radiating from her enchants me for a moment, but I shake it off quickly. Don't talk about the weather when you can't even see the sky. She brushes a hand across her long hair before answering. I can hear the birds sing. Indeed, I too can hear the birds, so loudly in fact that it has almost muted her speech. Her voice is so soft. Everything she says sounds like a whisper. Instead of replying, I ponder why they called in a counselor who is blind. Is it so that I can relate to her? No, I can't possibly relate myself to her. I mustn't. After all, I'm not supposed to be abnormal. Hey, Gerardo. Welcome. Thank you for lurking. My name is Cindy, counselor in training. I could have figured that out without her telling me. Judging from her face, I'll say she's a bit over 20 at most. Why am I thinking about this? Nothing in this world is significant to me. I'm fed up with you counselors. To be more precise, I'm a mental health counselor. This woman sure knows how to tick me off. Are you hinting that I'm mentally challenged? That's not what I'm perfectly healthy, so scram! She recoils at those words, but her expression reveals no anger. Why are you locking yourself in? Get out! Aren't you interested in seeing the world? A world covered by darkness is not worth seeing. I know about your condition, but that's why you should go out while you're still. Hello, Great White North. Welcome. I said, get out! Her smile disappears, but returns as quickly as it had vanished. Being idle will get you nowhere. Don't you have any dreams you want to chase after? At those words, I confront her gaze. Not that she can see me. Yes, this visual novel is filled with nice lines. Indeed. I love it, actually. I have a review for it on my blog. Are you insane? I'm a redundancy, someone who does nothing but eat and sleep. My very existence is a burden. How dare you talk to me about dreams? That remark made her frown once again. Without another word, she retrieves her cane and departs. That was easy. She must have been the most undetermined counselor to date. Well, at least I'm left alone for now. Just the way I like it. Yes, indeed. The main character is indeed a bit of a jerk. But you know, when you're about to go blind and you feel like the world is against you, I think it's a justifiable response, I suppose. With these, I shove the Cindy character away from my mind. As I lie on my bed with closed eyes, I pray for the zenith time that I will not wake up. After all, there's nothing for me to look forward to. The following afternoon, I'm per usual staring out the window again, staring at those next to naked trees. After sunset yesterday, I found myself unable to focus my eyes on anything. I figure this must be the night blindness the doctors have warned me about. My vision is vanishing. Look, moving clouds. It is imminent. I always knew that miracles were nothing but myths. Outside, the gathering rain clouds block out the sunlight, shading the street gray. This depressing atmosphere reflected my mood perfectly. Then, as another leaf falls onto the gutter outside, I notice an approaching figure. There is that counselor again. I watch her as she approaches my home at her usual slow pace. Anger surfaces from within me. Which part of leave me alone doesn't she understand? I grunt as I turn away from the window. I'll have to be rougher to her this time, I remind myself. Unsurprisingly, the footsteps of the blind counselor soon approaches. I can sense that Cindy is at the other side of the door at this very moment. This time, she invites herself in after a few knocks. She does have a new outfit, yes. That's a nice touch. Why are you here again? I yell at her as she rests her cane onto the wall, but she shrugs off my remark and heads towards me. Isn't it a beautiful day? Don't say stupid things. You obviously don't realize that rain clouds are gathering. She raises her brows as if to prove her ignorance. In that case, we'd better go quickly. Now it's my turn to raise my brows. Who said I was going anywhere? Cindy's eyes meet mine. Considering that she cannot see, I'm surprised that she's even aware of where I'm standing. If this world is going to become shrouded in darkness, then at the very least, let us go and dream for the last time. Cindy places her hands onto my elbow, and using it as a guide, she feels her way to my hand. She possesses such little strength, I easily could have resisted, but instead, I allow her to tug me by the hand towards the door. The warmth of her fingers blesses me with an intangible calm. Unbelievable. My legs are moving on their own. I feel as though I'm inclined to go along. As much as I hate to admit it, I know it's because I can relate to her. I never said anything about leaving. It's just because you insisted. Since she's a counselor, she's probably just taking me to some sort of institution. But if that's the case, why am I playing along? Nothing can bring me out of darkness. I've long since forgotten how to dream. Haven't I? So it is so. Chapter 2, Under the Rain. Ah yes, this will be a short visual novel, but a very nice one. have no complaints about loitering in my room. She just persisted that I came out. That's all. Now, we wait inside a train that is heading towards a faraway suburb. What awaits at our destination, only Cindy knows. As I'm standing inside this carriage, I realize that I can no longer see the passengers in my peripheral. The doctor said this would happen as my vision deteriorates. No sad ending. There is no happy ending in these types of stories that I like to share, Sir Jacob. There is only a bittersweet ending at the end, but a very uplifting one. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. As this visual novel says, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Cindy is waffling on about her life experiences, but I pay her no attention. But she continues talking, ignoring the fact that I'm remaining silent. Shut up. She ignores that as well. I snort in annoyance as I'm forced to listen to her monologue. To my side, some of the passengers mutter complaints about my rudeness. Yes, you're rude. But what do they know? People who take their lives for granted have no right to criticize me. In time, the train arrives at a stop. I'm forced to a standstill as a swarm of people squirm by. The stench of their sweat makes me sick. Ew, you stinky. Ah! A passenger bumps Cindy onto the floor as he rushes out. Though he is the one at fault, he only shoots her a passing glare before exiting. As the other passengers depart, they step over the fallen counselor as though she's a pile of garbage. When the door closes behind Cindy, a passenger finally offers her a hand. While she gets up, the train begins to accelerate once more. That's right. We all have lives to get on with. The disabled will fall behind, and nobody will wait for them to catch up. Our existence is nothing but meddlesome. For those who have sympathy, they'll watch the blind with pitying eyes. Yes, exactly like the ones the passengers are giving Cindy now. What is she thinking? How can the pitiful even consider talking about dreams? Cindy interrupts my thinking by raising her voice again. How's the weather now? Man, this woman just will not shut up. Is about to pour. How awful. I knew I heard thunder. Obviously this is going to happen. After all, the heavens are against me. So desu ka? What's it to you anyway? Of course it matters. It'll be hard to see if there's rain. What is she on about now? Hard to see what? But Cindy only beams, trying to build up anticipation. I suppose. What is she so excited about? How childish. But this childish behavior is also causing a tinge of excitement to swim within me. It is as if I'm waiting for something that will save me from the darkness. Man, now I'm the one who's acting childish. Don't be ridiculous. It's not like she can bring me a cure. Happiness and I are unrelated. At last, we've departed the train. As I've foreseen, rain has begun to pelt upon the earth. Droplets drip from my fringe as I stand under the heavy rain. A streetlight flickers above me, irritating my already dying eyes. Brock Lesnar's shoulders. Ew. Besides me and Cindy, there isn't a single soul walking on this gray-lit street. The occasionally passing cars splash water in our direction, leaving us completely drenched. This has to be the absolute worst time anyone can choose to go out. A grimace comes over Cindy's soaked face as she stops walking. Do you see any stores that sell umbrellas nearby? Although she cannot see my gestures, I subconsciously point at the store to our side. There's one on your left. Cindy blushes, perhaps embarrassed by her ignorance, as she feels her way into the entrance. The storekeeper rushes out to provide aid. How tragic. She can't even buy an umbrella on her own. The blind will always be dependent. We survive by clinging on to others like parasites. Parasite. A fitting term for the likes of me, really. Cindy comes out of the store with an umbrella in hand, wearing that usual smile. Let's make good use of this. It's a visual novel. Hello, it's Honey. Welcome to the stream. She's hopeless. Heaven is throwing rain onto you, telling you to give up. Why can't you get the hint? Damn it. I just want to go back. A little rain isn't going to hinder us, is it? That comment makes my eyes roll. This is, by no stretch of the imagination, a little rain. Even now, the wind howls in our direction, as if forcing us to turn back. At last, I have to ask her. Why won't you ever quit? The only thing we're good at is getting left behind. Cindy's smile vanishes, and we stand in silence briefly, as if to listen to the pouring rain. Then she beams once again. Above her, the streetlight continues to twinkle, twinkling as if for her sake. I'm just trying to keep up. Cindy signals me to move under the umbrella. Come on, we still have a Ferris to ride. A chill surges through me as I hear those words. By squinting my eyes, I notice the Ferris wheel lying in the distance. Up until now, the severe rain has been blocking it from my view. What did you just say? Let's go ride the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel. Hearing those words triggers something from within me. In a rush, the memories of my once fulfilling life are restored. Not only the past, but also the future. The future isn't supposed to become shrouded in darkness. What is this? I swear I've long since discarded these thoughts. Thoughts that are nothing but pointless wishes. Why are they returning now? Who said I wanted to ride that thing? Cindy smiles again. Don't you wish to reach for the skies for the last time? Stop talking nonsense. Please, just come along, okay? It's just because you insisted. At a staggering pace, I step beside Cindy, and so, with a cheap umbrella to shield us from the heavy rain, we approach the Ferris wheel lying ahead. Trying to keep up, is it? Chapter 3, The Sight of Autumn. We are almost at the climax. No, this must be an illusion. I know the gods are against me, but then... Why is the sky clearing? At last, the wind has died down to a gentle, comforting breeze. In the theme park stand Cindy and I as we queue for the Ferris. Ahead of the ride sits a small lake, the surface of which is glittering under the sunlight. The ironically cheerful tunes of the amusement park envelop us. Ah yes, it's Looser Park. With noisy visitors roaming around the theme park, I'm surprised Cindy isn't afraid one bit. I figure it should be frightening to be caught in a crowd when you're blind. It's been so long since I last rode a Ferris, I've forgotten how magnificent it was. From this distance, the Ferris appears to be in line with the very sky. The other rides seem insignificant in comparison. Soon enough, we reach the end of the queue. People behind us shoot Cindy strange glances as she finds her way into the capsule. An understandable reaction. How can a blind person enjoy a Ferris ride? Oops! Water break. Throat drying out. Ah, la 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 la. The operator gestures me to enter. I swallow the lump in my throat as I procrastinate. As I stall, those waiting behind me start to mumble complaints, but I disregard them, as I feel like I've forgotten how to breathe. Even I have no idea why I'm this tense. Am I really that anxious to ride the Ferris? But if that's the case, why does a part of me want so desperately to escape? If I join Cindy on the Ferris, I'll be admitting that this is my last ride. I'm not ready to accept my future. You should have left me in the darkness where I belong. It's your fault I've become so confused. For the first time, Cindy faces me with a stern expression. Don't retreat just because the light is a bit glaring. No more running away, okay? Right after saying this, her gentle posture returns. Geez, she never fails to surprise me. At last, I've made my decision. I have something to say about this visual novel when we end, about the protagonist, which the author has revealed some time ago. It's just because you insisted. With an uncertain mind, I stepped into the capsule. Very nice touch. As the ferry slowly elevates, I find myself marveling at the scenery outside. This is a vocal song, by the way. The setting sun emerges from within the fading clouds, spraying the sea orange. When I crank my head up, I can see the brightest rainbow I have ever feasted my eyes upon, and will ever see. The more mesmerizing sight, the more painful it is to me. With those thoughts at heart, suddenly, tears start to stream from my eyes. I'm trying my hardest to hide them from Cindy, but I'm sobbing so hard, she certainly will have noticed. This is the first time I have wept since learning about my condition. I suppose emotions cannot be restrained after all. I don't want autumn to end. Cindy brushes a hand through her hair. Will you please describe the scenery to me? Hey, that reminds me of a song from The Magic Sword, Quest for Camelot. Yes. Look at the sky, tell me what do you see? Just close your eyes and describe it to me. The heavens are sparkling with starlight tonight. That's what I see through your eyes. You guys know that song? By Leon Rimes, I think. Was it? Old song. Because I insist, okay? A rainbow hangs over the dusk sky. The setting sun in the backdrop forces my eyes to shy away. As Cindy closes her eyes, she wears her all too familiar smile. I cannot fathom how she can be this cheerful, despite living in a world of darkness. Nothing seems capable of wavering her spirit. It must be a spectacular sight, but it's meaningless to me. I don't even know my own face, let alone the color of dusk. What you're about to lose, I've never owned. Rather than cursing about what you've lost, why not be grateful for what you once had? You expect me to be grateful? I'm just a creature of pity and dependence. But who in this world isn't dependent? Nobody in this world can survive on their own. Why not be more optimistic? I've long since cast away friends. How can I possibly be optimistic? My world is about to become shrouded in darkness. Cindy shakes her head as she hears those words. There can be no rainbow if there's no rain. Finally, my tears stop flowing. I steer myself to face Cindy, who shuts her eyes as she resumes her speech. If I close my eyes, I can imagine this world to be as beautiful as I want it to be. Maybe you're right. We're always being left behind. But if that is our destiny, then at the very least, let's run as hard as we can. I opened my mouth, but nothing would come out. So that's what it's like to be lost for words. I suppose this means she's won. Unbelievable. I've succumbed to someone who doesn't even know the color of dusk. Counselor in training, is it? Yes. I guess you aren't so bad. As Cindy says her thanks, my final Ferris ride also comes to an end. The last leaf of autumn fell. But this does not sadden me. If I close my eyes, I can imagine this world to be as beautiful as I want it to be. Those were her words. The words of someone who looks like she can be toppled by the slightest breeze. But in fact, she has a mindset that even a tornado cannot budge. The smile that she always wears on her face is a smile that can only be made by those who see the world from a different perspective. Only by those who can imagine a utopia that is unlike reality. Even now, I can recall seeing her on trudging up the street outside, fighting against the wind. At that time, I thought she was lost. How ironic, for she is anything but lost. In the end, the world did not become shrouded in darkness. Because that sight from upon the Ferris is as clear as it has ever been. Short and sweet. You're welcome, always, Midgard. Hello, SJ. 00? Lovely story, I know, right? Sweet Bitterness is the name of the song. I feel this story should not be lost. It shouldn't be lost to the internet. It should be shared more. Which is why I would like to share it with you guys, as I have done today. And we have reached the end. Beyond this, there is nothing more. Hello, Coco. I'm doing quite fine. Yeah, I believe it's all original. So here is the one thing I wanted to share with you guys. The protagonist. The gender of the protagonist is unknown. And Marcus himself said that it should always be left kind of ambiguous. So he didn't make any actual commitment, basically. He never said what the gender of the protagonist was. So it shall remain ambiguous forever, which is fine for this story. Because that's not what the story is all about. Because the gender doesn't matter. Exactly. Okay, the Ferris wheel has stopped spinning. I guess I will, because some people were asking on Lamasoft. Now we go back. Go back here behind my little counter for Elle-C Cafe. I will end this stream. I'll probably spend the rest of the night trying to learn some video thingy. So I'll set up a new stream. I want to learn a video editor, so I'd like some advice from you guys. I want to learn how to use a free video editor. So I'd like some advice from you guys. I'll start up another stream. And I will end this one here. So that, I don't know. So that it's nice and pure for anyone who wants to watch the Sight of Autumn. I mean, yeah, there's some figure reviews at the start, but it is mostly about the visual novel, which is how I want it to be. Where's my little schedule thing? There we go. There we go. So I will be back. For now, yeah. What the? Throat dry. For now, this has been Elle-C, and I am out. Thank you guys for watching. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'll be right back. Yan, 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 ni hao, yan. Gorgeous and delicious and the culture. Ha! Please subscribe.